family members? It's your cut Pete. This is part 2, fresh off that work site, man. I'm back at it again. Fresh off that work site, man. A lot of traffic. So this is part 2 to the dysfunctional parenting and Father's Day. Where I left off at. Turn this down a little bit. That's much better. Y'all probably can hear me a little better now. So this is part 2 to dysfunctional parenting and Father's Day. I left off talking about how when relationships separate and in that relationship they had a child, it becomes so dysfunctional to the point where the animosity is so high in the air that is bad, it's abusive conversation or abusive language towards one another. And so in between the fight is the child hearing all this rhetoric about his father or about his mother. And it does neither one good, because it puts the child in a dilemma on taking a side. But we all know what side that child is going to take. Most likely the mother. Because 90% of the time the children stay with the mother. And so he hears all the negative comments about his father. The mother is constantly dropping seeds due to the fact the relationship didn't work out, or due to the fact the man up and left. And so now, here it is, the child being subjected to all this madness. And in his young mind, or her young mind, she's forming an opinion about her father. And this is what I tell you guys, that it's a difference between a father and a mother and parents. When you could be parents to the child, it's so much more that we could give the child collectively opposed to separately. Because I'm at my father's house, the father got an opinion. I'm at my mama's house, mama got an opinion. So everything's opinionated, and it's confusion jumping off. But when you parenting, you're on the same page. The punishments are the same. The language is the same. The enjoyment is the same. There's no big eyes and little U's. It's what your father said. Because kids like to manipulate situations when it comes to their parents. Dad said, mom said. So understand, dear family, when there's a issue in your baby daddy, baby father relationship, we got to understand that the child is going to be affected. Whatever disagreement you may have, you should have some maturity about yourself to call a meeting, to get a greater understanding. And even though you may not like that person, if you're saying you're doing something in the best interest of the child, you have to humble yourself and call that meeting to settle the differences so things won't spiral out of control and then the child is confused. afraid to say what mama said, afraid to say what daddy said. But I want to tell a mother something. You do yourself a double injustice when your shit ain't right and you throwing rocks at the father. Your daddy ain't this, your daddy ain't that. You know how y'all do it. Then all of a sudden, the child is over the father's house, and he's like, I thought my daddy wasn't nothing. Hey, my daddy, everything that he say he was. Come to find out, jealousy and envy is destroying the young child's mind due to the father not being with the mother. My mama mad because my daddy ain't with her no more. Or my daddy then left off with another woman. And majority of the time, there's issues like that. Men misleading women into believing it's something bigger than what it is, and it's not. And I want to be the first to apologize, dear family, dear all my sisters. I want y'all to check out that podcast, My Apology to the Black Woman here in the hills of North America. That was very sincere. Sometimes we do mislead you to believe something that ain't true. But sometimes we just get so dissatisfied with your inability to grow, and you stuck in the same position that you was when we met. And so the relationships becomes redundant, same. And anything that stays the same eventually dies. So you have to self-check yourself on growing to bring something new to the table, because a lot of the times men leave and even women leave due to outgrowing the person they've been with so long. And in a few cases, such as my own, I believe that I outgrew a lot of my situations because my ambitions are strong and I think outside the box. And I always wanted bigger, and I was never satisfied. Although I was producing and having so much, I wanted more and more and more. And some people become content with what they have. And I look at the bigger picture. Others are satisfied. And so I grew apart from them individuals and moved on with my life. Dysfunctional parenting. Children, mothers always got something to say about the children's father to the children. What's your point, sister? The resentment is real. The disparity is real. The hurt is real. But you think that the children is an outlet for that type of mentality? You think that the children should be the cornerstone of your pain and your sorrows due to dissatisfaction between you and the father? I don't think so. There's not a children mother in my life that I've disrespected to my children. They can't come tell you that. Although they have got at your cousin Pete. Why? I was tired of your shit, family. You had nothing else to give me. Nothing. I see no future. My thought process outgrew yours. That's all. We could have still been friends, And let me take that back. I am friends with majority of my children's mother. You hear the words majority, that means I was, wherever he laid his hat was his home. I admit it, hell, I admit it. The boy was acting a damn fool, man. He stayed throwing parties. I admit it. But what I was yesterday, I'm not today. I'm more responsible to myself than ever, and I love myself, and I ain't afraid to take no blood tests, not by a long shot. I was scared, but I grew into the man that God intended for me to be at this time in my life, and I don't mind doing none of that. And I protect my interests, I protect my integrity, and I stand on my principles and my morals and my values. So I'm a different human being, baby. It ain't gonna be that easy. Trust me. Nevertheless, I do have children's mothers that I genuinely respect, got a great amount of love for, and we're very sociable. Very sociable. No animosity, no issues, no problems. And that's how it should be. You know, they gone with their lives, I'm gone with my life, and we could call each other and shoot the shit and talk shit, and they respect me and I respect them. Period. But there are those with envy, jealousy, and hatred in their hearts for me. Because they don't see what I see. And this is why I did a podcast called Self-Check, Reality Check. Go check that podcast out. So here we are as fathers trying to be the father. The mother can't get a father. The mother can't get a daughter or the son what the father can. It's two different natures, two different approaches, two different atmospheres. Mama, you can't do that. Although that mother is gone and you a strong black woman, a strong woman, producing and providing and maintaining your child, I salute you for that and honor. However, he will never be what God intended for him to be, because men sharpen men like steel sharpens steel. And though they are successful men in the world by their mother's deeds, however, he lacks some type of substance if he didn't have his father in his life, period. It's not balanced. He emotional or some type of disorder is in that man who's successful. Trust me. Life represents balance and God represents balance. So you have to stop doing yourself a disservice, a child a disservice, by your enmity or your hatred in your heart to neglect, how can I put it? Neglect your son's growth due to your ignorance of being a baby mama or a mother, because you mad, because you feel some type of way. I have children now that can't reap the benefits because of their mama is dysfunctional to me. So because she mad, the family can't get the kids nothing. So the kids got to suffer when the kids could be getting all what they supposed to get, but the mother will reject and deny the family of providing for them. And sometimes that stuff comes from probably that mother not having a father, and that mother not being exposed to certain things. So it's easy to say, no, you can't have none of that, because they didn't have this shit. They don't know what it is. You know? But I want to say to all the dear baby mamas and mamas, and I salute you for taking care of your business. But it'll never be what it's intended to be if you don't humble yourself and let God work. Who is God? God is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, the God of the universe. That's who the God is. God said he our Father, ye are all gods, and the most high power, the highest God. God damn it, I'm a God. Black man, you a God. God only means force and power. I'm powerful and I force all things to come, and I will all things into existence that I want. And I want for my family and my children what I want for myself. I don't want to be dysfunctional, not by a long shot. That's why I let them wallow in they vomit. And life teach them a lesson. See, because God is present now on the scene. And I don't believe in no mystery God in the sky where, up there and around there. I believe in what Jesus said, faith is dead without works. We got to work, we got to produce, and faith means nothing. That's the God I believe in. The faith is dead without works. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working on this podcast to introduce what dysfunctional situations I've been in, and maybe you could reflect on them and change your ways, or reflect them, or see a situation and help that situation. Because there are fathers out here trying to be fathers. We all come from dysfunctional families. You know what I'm saying? We come from all dysfunctional families. If your mama wasn't on dope, she was in jail. Your daddy was a robber. Your aunties was selling pussy. Everything under the sun. I'm getting a little treacherous. That My Wales podcast is live, baby. We got to come from the heart. Everybody got that in their families. Some unfortunate thing going on with a family member, dysfunctional. We got to stop that cycle, dear baby mamas, and know what that calls for us to have to get out and grind and hustle in the street. And young women believing that they got to go sell them bodies to get money, and young men believing they got to shoot another black man or rob another black man to get money, or go to jail selling dope, killing our people. We got to stop that dysfunctional cycle, dear baby mama, because we are a reflection to our children. It was Father's Day yesterday, and I enjoyed myself. And then some things got dysfunctional. And this is why I'm speaking on it. Listen, whatever you feel about me is the exact way I feel about you. No more, no less. Whatever you put in is what you get out. Believe that. You can make any situation better than what it is if you humble yourself and submit to fairness. If it doesn't work out in the best interest of the child, or if it doesn't work out in the best interest of trying to get understanding with the mother, with the baby father, the father with the baby mama, step back until they call and want to humble themselves. I've had situations like that where my children's mother called me and apologized for a lot of things, and I respected that, and you know who you are, and I salute you for that. And we reconcile differences, and we parent our child. You know what I'm saying? Simple. That's all it's about. It ain't about you, baby mama, and it ain't about you, baby daddy. Because what I'm producing for my life is what I'm doing, and whatever you producing for your life is what you doing. I don't owe you nothing. Don't get it twisted, baby mama. Because some baby mamas think because you had a child, they in some type of position or something. Man, I give a damn about that. You know what I'm saying? If you've been an arrogant, cocky, nonchalant, non-productive, selfish bastard to me, oh, God damn it, you know whatever you put in is what you get out. Is that what they say? And it goes for men too. You can't neglect them children, brother. You gotta, and don't allow these baby mamas to be excuses. But I have to say, baby mamas make it very difficult for the man to be a man and to be a father to his child, because they use the child as a vehicle to get at the man. Now you can't sing. Now you can't do this. Now you can't do that. We don't need this. We don't need faking. You just mad because you ain't involved in the equation anymore. You got to stop that. That's dysfunctional. We don't need that no more. We need to be quick thinking, fast moving down the modern times, producing for ourselves, producing for our children, that we may leave something collectively. It's better to do it collectively and to do it alone. I don't give a shit who you is and how much money you got. You will never be successful without support of somebody or something helping you out of something to put you into, that you may grow into something. You know what I'm saying? You need help. And if you do it collectively, it's much more better. Because then you got a friendship in all walks of life, in the business part of your relationship, that if you may fail, he or she know that you good because you helped me out, or I helped you out get to where you at. And so we could bind together. We could put our thoughts together. I can help you now get yours, or regain what you lost. You got to be able to think on that level, on that wave, that conscious. You can't be so selfish and self-centered, man. A lot of people are selfish and self-centered, all about themselves. But not Cousin Pete. It ain't a month on this planet that I ain't helped and showed genuine love to in all situations. When I was on that block, I was handling my business. Don't let this light skin fool you, damn fools. The streets talk. And the one thing, and the streets keep it real. Like Nipsey Hussle say, it ain't nothing on my name. Everything is solid and real on Cousin P name. And the streets gonna talk. But I showed so much love, and I treated people how I want to be treated, and that's probably why I got all the love now. You know what I'm saying? I put in a lot. But nevertheless, dear family, we want to move away from this dysfunctional mentality and start parenting together and let the fathers be fathers. And father, you got to want to be a father. You know, I have relationships with my children that's not the best relationships at all. That's going to be another podcast. I'm going to talk about that. But I left the door open because sometimes children think that they growner than you. And as my father used to say, I've been your age, you ain't never been mine. And I say, oh, you want to be grown? Oh, okay. Well, shit then. Handle your business. Bye. Let life teach them a lesson. And they'll come back. Trust me. One thing Cousin P don't do is disrespectful ass kids. Not by a long shot. My parents didn't allow, my aunties didn't allow, my uncles, my grandmother, my grandfather, my cousins. We get slapped in our mouths. If moms want to feel like they grown and know it all, and one who think they knows everything knows nothing, I let them be what they think they are. And let life teach them, and life is God himself. They're going to go through the adversity, and they're going to come right back knocking. Dad. And I'm open the door because I know. They like the prodigal son in the Bible coming back for the wisdom. Come on, man, your daddy been out there checking cheddar like a food inspector. Well respected, smash shit was smashing. I'm retired, I'm kicked back. They see what I'm doing and I'm handling my business. They gonna come back to their daddy and get some wisdom. Dad, how do I do this, Dad? I'm sorry, yeah. Come on, it's okay, baby, it's okay. Come on back. I just needed you to go out there to let you know that, what you thought was real ain't real. My cousin Hassan told me one thing that stuck with me. He said, you can't keep it real with everybody because everybody ain't real. Ooh, that was fire back then. That was fire. Because I was trying to keep it real with everybody, but all them suckers and them ancient, individuals wasn't as bright as I thought they were. You dig? You know what I'm saying? So I had to close ranks and shut down shop and keep it moving. But when the children came back, I had a conversation with one of my daughters. And we had a 4-hour conversation. Beautiful. And we back on track. I got a few more that's dysfunctional towards me because of what they assume or what they mama said, but it's okay. Baby, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Your daddy still handling his business. That's all I can tell you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell you this. You better get in where you fit in. Because don't think that you going to get something for nothing. That ain't how daddy work. You going to put in the hard work and dedication just like me to receive that you may value what I give you. I ain't just giving it to you. Oh, no, 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 no. You're going to handle your business with me. And you're going to be to me what you want me to be to you. And, you even got children that's talking about you don't know what it is to be a dad, or you ain't no dad, or this or that. They ain't qualified to speak on that because they ain't qualified. I've had that conversation too. Nevertheless, they ain't qualified, and when they able to walk down that journey, then after you walk down that journey, then we'll talk. Other than that, you ain't qualified to speak on me because you ain't producing a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out, and you ain't lived a third of what I lived and done nothing in your life at all to be qualified to speak on something that your mammy told you. You better fall back. You know what I'm talking about? Fall back, family member. So, dear family, this your cousin P with part 2. I'm on one, so off the work site, man. You know what I'm saying? I guess all this energy come from eating right. I haven't eaten meat in almost a year. I've been on pork and beef for 29 years. I don't do no sugar whatsoever unless it's snuck in there. It's all water. It's turmeric. It's green tea. It's my vitamin C, my B17, my B12, my B6. I keep myself loaded every morning with all the minerals. This morning it was what's that? Elderberry. Go look it up. Turmeric, ginger, and sea moss. Go look it up, man. Dysfunctional parenting has to stop. Fathers have to be fathers, and the baby mamas have to allow the fathers to be fathers to the child. It ain't about you, sweetheart. Ain't nobody worried about you, and you shouldn't be worried about nobody. We should be worried about the development of that child so that he may or she may be a reflection of us, that if we in the root, they'll help us. You can't ask a child to stop being dysfunctional and fighting when you fighting the baby daddy. That's crazy. Nevertheless, part 2, dysfunctional parenting and fathers trying to be fathers. Happy Father's Day, brothers. And I thank the mothers that allowed the fathers to be fathers, and even called the father when the father wasn't being a father, because you was the bigger person than that man going through so much adversity. And one last thing, every life is fighting a fight you have no idea. It may be cancer, it may be any type of disease, it may be a drug, it may anything. You fighting the fight, mama. So let that black man live and help that black man out, that black man may become the God that God intended for him to be. It's your cousin Cutting P. Peace out.